UK and international tax specialist. Today I'm here with another interesting video. Someone asked me to make a video on PESTLE analysis. So what is PESTLE analysis? So if you're studying SBL, strategic business leadership, so if you make a strategy, or the business managers or the owners or directors make a strategy for the business to either increase sales or reduce the cost. So in strategy, the main purpose of the strategy is to create profitability for the shareholder. So what is then PESTLE analysis? So if you make a strategy without making reference to PESTLE analysis, your strategy will be ineffective or not sufficient or not sustainable. For example, what is PESTLE analysis? PESTLE analysis: P stands for political, E for economics, S for social, T for technology, L for legal, E for environment. Why these factors are so important? You must analyze. If you prepare a strategy without reference to these points, your strategy is ineffective or sustainable. So let's begin with political. Parliament has a huge power. For example, in the UK, Parliament can increase the tax, they can impose trade tariffs, they can increase custom duty, excise duty, they can impose restriction on foreign investment, or they can increase allowance for the local businesses. Thus, it's, for example, if your business rely on foreign investment, and there's a restriction on foreign investment, then it means your business will not grow. So the parliament has a huge power. For example, what the Donald Trump did, Donald Trump imposed trade tariffs on different countries. So if your business rely on foreign goods, so it means your business will suffer, your cost of sales will go up. So therefore, to understand the political environment is so important to make a strategy. So if you already have a strategy, so then any political news come, because they have immense power. The parliament can pass many laws that can affect your businesses. So now let's begin with economics. Why economics is so important? For instance, interest rate, inflation, and economic growth. If the inflation is high, interest rate will be high. So if your business rely on external funding, for example, bank loan, and the interest rate is high, then obviously the due diligence will be high from the bank. So the bank would examine your documents. It means your power to pay back will be very, so they will examine the KYC, the know your customer, will be very high. So the questionnaire will be very big. So it's depend on inflation. When the inflation goes down, the interest rate goes down as well. Similarly, when there's no economic growth, so there will be less investment decision. No one would invest in that country. So economic growth is highly crucial as well. So these are the key factors to understand what is interest rate, what is inflation, what is the economic growth in a country, and that would affect the economic decision or the investment decision of the investor. Now, the third one is social. Why is so important to understand the social norms? What are the social norms? For example, in some country, they would take it very seriously if you're damaging their environment, or you do not, or you are discriminating the employee, or you don't have enough policy for disabled employees as well. So it would affect your business. It would definitely affect your business. Or, for example, in some country, they might not like if you're selling alcohol, for example, in Saudi Arabia. So if you have this kind of business, it would not work. Your business will not grow. In some other country, for example, they would prefer halal meat. In some other country, they would not like, for example, in India, especially in Hindu religion, or was so then for them is they don't eat beef. So you need to follow that social norms. If you don't follow that social norms, in this case your business would be affected, and it's unlikely your business will not grow. So you need to study that social. So the society has a power nowadays, because especially of internet, you can be easily your business can go, and your business reputation can go down very badly because of the internet. The news are spreading so fast. So you need to follow that society. You need to respect that society. You need to follow societal norms. So what are the society prefer, customer preferences? You follow that society rules, and then provide the product to that society. In this case, you can be in a winning position. Similarly, technology. Why technology is so important? Because many business throughout the world, they're using technology. So your technology needs to be up to date. And then another hand is, for example, customer data. If you're dealing with large data, so data protection is the key. So if you don't follow data protection, or your technology is so weak, especially, for example, consumer data is not protected, again, your business will not grow. It will affect your business. So you need to make sure your technology is up to date. There is a strong backup, or you follow that phase, or you keep up with that technological changes. And then start with the legal. Why is so important to understand the legal environment? For example, health and safety rules. In some country, they will take it so serious. And then if you affecting or damaging the environment, so make sure you do not do this. And then in addition, if you employment law, if you don't follow the employment law, your business will not grow as well. Then the last, then after the legal, there's the ecology, which is the environment. So these days, CSR, for example, that any corporate, their responsibility in the past, most of the corporate focus on making profit, but now there's been changing. They need to be more environmental friendly. Their operation should be done in a way, for example, if you cut a tree, plant a tree, your product should be recyclable, highly recyclable, because if you damage the environment, there will be more, your chances of growth will be so small. So you make sure all the strategy or the product you making, for example, if you make any product that should be highly recyclable, in this cases, you need to respect that environment as well, and then you will be in the good book. So there will be, for example, there are lots of people who care about their environment. It depends on the country. So if you damage their environment, it means you will be in the bad book as well. And all these factors are so interconnected. For example, how the political factor, when the parliament passed a law, it affects the economics. So when economics is affected, again, this is the key factor, the economics, and the same is social as well. For example, the society itself. Then when it's come to legal, so the legal and society are both connected. So for example, and the same is technology. If you are in the breach of the data protection, so it means there will be legal consequences. So you need to follow that. That's why the PESTLE analysis help you to understand the external environment. The business we are operating in an environment, so if you don't understand this environment, there's a less chances for you to grow. So therefore, you need to follow. So that would help you to understand what are the key challenges for the businesses and how you can overcome these challenges by analyzing these factors. So thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, and share with your friends and family so they can all benefit. Whoever studying ACCA or accountancy, I will be making more video on different topics. So when you're sitting in exam, as I say, is so try to understand that why it's so important, why this PESTLE analysis, why the importance of PESTLE analysis in your business strategy. So the business strategy should incorporate all these factors. So thanks for watching. It's time to say good evening.